Gear up, Scooter fam. So today I've got a couple of more issues with the Klima that I'm gonna have to be addressing at this point. And uh, man, I'll tell you what. In general, I feel like it's just been a real challenge dealing with this, and not only from the standpoint of a scooter that hasn't really been up to par since I've gotten it. Uh, and I'm gonna go over uh, some of the details of that a little bit more in depth. Not to uh, throw anybody under the bus or to bash anyone or um, you know try to hurt anyone's feelings, offend anyone. I'm hoping this feedback is taken constructively and um, used to improve future iterations of scooters and help customer service become more user friendly. And you know that's the idea. So it may seem like I'm dragging them through the mud to some people, and I apologize if that's what it seems like. But I do have higher standards, maybe than most in the scooter industry at the moment. People seem to be pretty accepting of mediocre service and scooters that need to be repaired by you for the most part, and by me. I don't mind. I don't mind working on scooters. I like learning about them. But I did want to talk about some of the things that to me are unacceptable, and some things that definitely could be improved on, and we'll go from there. So, just to recap on my experience with the Nami Klima so far. From the beginning, I've had issues. I bought mine at Fluid Freeride. That's who I've got up here on the screen. And it got here blazing fast. I was shocked. I was thinking this is going to be a good experience. I was certainly hoping this was going to be a good experience. I've had some interactions, and I'll get into that a little bit more, with people in social media groups, thinking that I just wanted to make negative videos, and that's what I live for, or something along those lines. But like I said, I'll get into a little bit more of that. In any case, got here blazing fast. I was so hopeful this was all going to be a great experience. Obviously, I didn't spend $2,000 on a scooter to make a bunch of negative videos. But if you think I'm not going to, I am. If indeed they need to be made, I said before, this channel is going to be honest, honorable, and be based on integrity, not what other people want from me, not other people pressuring me to leave something out or remove it or change it, in any way. I put honest content out, period. And I don't make false statements. I don't call anybody names. I try not to attack people's personal character, but that doesn't seem to stop people from doing it to me. I keep everything fact-based. I don't offer a bunch of my opinions about something. This is, everything I'm talking about is based on real occurrences. Now, I have takes on those occurrences, but I don't offer my opinion about someone's person, who they are, or what their values are, or attack them in any way personally, right? If I'm going to say that a company has something to work on, to me, I'm not attacking them as a person. I am attacking them from a business, how they're managing their business in a sense, just because I think they need to improve. But there's nothing wrong with needing to improve. Everyone has things that they need to improve in their business. Every business can improve on something, and being a customer that is, spending good money on these scooters, I have the right to say something. And just because I get on YouTube and share that with you guys doesn't make it any different if I didn't make videos. So they some people just don't like that I make videos that aren't favorable towards them, and I don't sugarcoat it, and I don't pretend it to be less than what it is. And I've been a little bit easy. I've taken a little bit easy on some of these responses and stuff that I've gotten back. But I'm going to go into a little bit of detail. I'm not going to go crazy into detail unless it's necessary, but I will explain. I have all the email back and forth. I have all my emails, so I can prove everything I'm saying. And if need be, I will. But I'm hoping I don't really have to go that far. I'm just going to try to explain everything. So I started, like I said, I got the scooter blazing fast, ordered it on a Friday, had it by Monday. Never expected that. I expected maybe hopefully sometime that week. Certainly not Monday. And I got it Monday. And did an unboxing video that's on here. And I didn't upload it right away just because I couldn't turn it on. I couldn't turn the scooter on. I mean, I got it on, but I couldn't go any further than just powering it on because the brake light stayed on. When that happened, the first thing I did was try to fix it myself. Well, at least find some videos that made some sense to help me fix it myself. So I went through the videos that I could find on the Nami's brakes, on Michael Shaw's YouTube channel, and any other thing I could find showing me how to fix these brakes. And I couldn't find the same brakes. I couldn't find something that looked to work exactly the same anywhere. And so I didn't have, I'm like, I don't think I'm looking at the right things, and I can't see these brakes, and I don't know how to make these adjustments. I thought it was a simple adjustment in the brake sensor, but I couldn't figure that out. I couldn't figure that out. So I went ahead and started reaching out to everybody I could. I emailed Fluid. I called them and left a voicemail on one of the numbers they gave me. I texted and left a text message. I filled out a web form. I did everything I could possibly do to get someone's attention. And I waited, and then when I didn't get much success from that, I emailed Michael Shaw. Michael Shaw did respond, I believe, one time. Like I said, I have all the emails, but I believe that's correct. And he asked me to send him a video. I made the video showing him what I found, and I think we went maybe a couple emails anyway, one or two, and then I think I found the problem. He said try to unscrew the brake sensor and see. He gave me some advice, but what I did was I ended up unscrewing both brake sensors, and I thought he was saying that might fix the problem. So I did take a video, and I'm like, no, I don't think that's working. The lights still aren't on. And then while playing around with it, they have like two little kind of like buttons at the end, that press in, right? They're little rounded, but they press in, and so that's when I realized that, and I took it, I tightened it up all the way. I tightened the brake sensor up as tight as it could go, so that it was pushing as much as it could possibly push against the brake lever. The brake lever set flat, so it wasn't going any further. So my only solution was to stick a piece of tape in between the brake sensor and the lever, which I've showed in a video as well. And then when I released the brake, that contact would exist, and it would push that little button thing on the end or whatever. And all of a sudden the brake lights went off. So I knew that wasn't a permanent fix. Tape that was just a show in the video. This is obviously the problem. Now what do I do about it? And so I sent that video. I did not get a response back from Michael Shaw that evening. He's a busy guy. I never expected he would just handle that evening or anything. So I went back and forth on it. I sent that off. At the same time, I finally got something back from Fluid the next day. They said they take up to 24 hours. So I got something back from Fluid the next day. The next day they asked, and I told them I had reached out to Michael Shaw, and that these were the, I responded with this email saying, they asked me, they asked me for a video too. And so I said, yeah, I'll send you the video. I already sent Michael Shaw this video, and I've been trying to work with him to get an answer. And they responded, I'm pretty sure the next day, saying, what did Michael Shaw have to say? And so I was like, well, he didn't say too much. He hasn't replied since I sent the video. So that evening, I got an email back from Michael Shaw. And Michael Shaw said, I believe he said it was the brake levers, the brake sensors. He could send me some new brake sensors, but that I would need to pay $50 for shipping. And I said, no, I'll just have to deal with Fluid Free Rides because I just bought this scooter. I wasn't rude about it. I didn't say, what do you mean I got to pay $50 for me to get the correct part that you didn't put on the scooter that you sent to Fluid Free Ride, and you want me to pay $50 to get it from you to fix. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is the attitude far too many times with scooter companies. I mean, that's almost like it's my fault. Why am I paying $50 to get something I should have gotten right in the first place? And it seems like to most of these people and people that are sort of, giving me their side of their opinion on my videos and so forth, are like, I'm just jumping the gun. I should be happy that they want to help me. Well, I'm sorry. I want it to be correct. I want it to be right. And I certainly don't want to pay $50 for you to send me something. He's like, I can send it from China, but it's $50. I was like, no, I'm good on that. So I went back to Fluid Free Rides. We talked about the difference of, they said they couldn't get the new one. It was the next day, of course. Once a day, I got a reply. They said they could get the new ones, but they couldn't get them for 3 or 4 weeks. Or I could get an old set of complete brakes, an old set. Do I want an old set of brakes? No. So I was debating, can I use the tape? For a few weeks. I thought I could. I think I might have replied something to that effect. Maybe I found a short-term solution. It wasn't my expectation that I would be able to put tape in there and not have to worry about it for 3 or 4 weeks, but I thought I could get by. I really wanted to ride the scooter. The scooter looks amazing. I didn't really get to ride it much. What I did get to do, I couldn't take it over a certain speed because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to stop real fast. Aside from the brake sensors not working, when I was trying to do these adjustments and look at these videos and trying to figure it all out, and this is not, I didn't unplug the hydraulic part. That would be stupid. I watched tons of videos on this, so I didn't do that. I only adjusted the stuff around the electronic brake sensor on both sides. But in either case, it didn't help. They got an adjustment on the outside of the lever, and then they got the adjustment that actually screws into the where the electric brake sensor is. So, but while I was doing that on the left side and I did this on both sides. Everything I was doing, I'm doing on both sides. But while I was doing that, I was squeezing the brakes and so forth, seeing how it felt and whatnot. And on the left side, when I did that, all this brake fluid started coming out when I squeezed the brakes, and I lost all my pressure in that left rear. It was on the rear, wheel, no brakes. And so yeah, squeeze it. Nothing was squeezing. No pressure. A lot of fluid leaked out, and it wasn't enough to actually engage the brakes. So I initially took this for a test ride with the tape in there, and try to see how it worked before I really tried to go anywhere or do anything. This was my first time testing it out, and I went and I was testing it out, and I had to come to a stop, and I gave the only brake. I tried to be pretty easy on it, but it was really tight, and so when I hit the right, I tried to hit both brakes, but I hit the right one. That's the one it caught, and it threw me off the scooter. Now I didn't hit the ground. I was able to stop myself from falling all the way by stepping off and I had a hold of the scooter at the same time, so I didn't hit the ground. The scooter didn't hit the ground, but I got thrown off the scooter. I was no longer standing on the scooter, and I kind of. I didn't fall, but I was close to falling. And of course, someone was like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "No, I'm just testing out new brakes, a new scooter, and went on my way." And then the solution was for me to loosen up the right brake on the front to make sure I don't throw myself off the scooter again. Which means I needed it to be more close to what the rear was giving me, which was only regen brake. And so I adjusted that to where I pretty much had almost no brakes. I couldn't squeeze hard and come to a stop. I had to be prepared in advance for a stop, which is why I only went really slow. I went in a parking lot where I could actually, not have to worry about running into anything. And I did have a couple times I had to fix the tape, and I had to fix it on the way home, so it was just a pain. So I decided I wasn't going to be able to really ride the scooter. I did that in a parking lot to drain the battery anyway, because I had charged it fully to get where I was to go ride it, hopefully. But that didn't happen. Like I said, because of these problems, and so I tried adjusting the regen brake and the P settings. For that mode. I'm not sure what that does. I've seen a lot of things that say, oh, it's too much even if you have it on one. And considering that I had loosened up the hydraulic brakes as much as you could loosen them up, of course on the front, rear didn't matter because it didn't get any. So I tried to increase the regen brake. I got no difference. I guess it's not really for stopping. So it slows you down quite a bit if you're not having to stop really quickly. But if you need to stop and you've only got regen brakes, it's no good. So that's where I was at essentially, and even with regen at the very highest, and I got a really good look at regen brakes because that's the only brakes I was using. I don't know if anyone's tested it like that, but that's how I tested it because I was hoping I could depend on the regen brakes. And that's another thing that when I said I responded, I thought I can live with this. But once again, it just became obvious that I really couldn't come to a full stop very quickly, certainly with any control. I mean, it just was not going to happen. Regen brakes not going to get you stopped like that. So it was almost like having no brakes. Like it slows you, but it doesn't stop you. And it's like a zzz. It's a real. So I couldn't drive. I couldn't ride it very fast at all. So they offered me the option of getting the old ones. I said, or the new ones. I was trying to go back and forth, and I was like, maybe I'll wait. But I was sending at least a couple emails a day trying to get some kind of answer back. I wanted to know how hard would it be if I returned it. I said I have a sedan, so it'd be kind of hard for me to fit the box and the scooter in the car at the same time. But I could, if you guys can, come have it set up to where they can pick it up from me, that would be the best way. Otherwise, I'll have to try to figure out a creative way to get it there. But it was taking me so long to get these responses back that it was frustrating me. I didn't get anything back. And then I said, something to the effect of, okay, what can I do? And so we got to the point where I had said, I think I can live with the breaks for 3 or 4 weeks, and then, or something along those lines. And then I waited and waited and waited. I didn't get anything back because I'm only getting a response once a day. And then I said, you know what, just send me the old breaks out of frustration. Not because I like old breaks, not because I want something that's outdated. I want the new brakes. I want the new sensors, but I don't want to wait 3 to 4 weeks to ride a scooter that I just bought that's never really been able to ride. So I said, send me the old brakes. I'll put them on, and the scooter will work great. They did send me a scooter. They did send me the scooter brakes, so I was able to get them changed. The brakes work fantastic. They're the older model, I guess, but they work like they're supposed to work, which is a big deal. It's the most important thing. Of course, I make videos every day, right? For the most part, like most of the time. And so I made a video during that time early on. I know the first email that I got back was something to the effect of, this is all Nami's, the Klima's new models. They've sent us this whole models, the new Klima, and they all have this problem, and we don't have them in stock. That's why they said it would take 3 or 4 weeks. So at that point, I realized that me asking for a new scooter, which I did inquire about, obviously, sending it back and so forth, and so I did ask that question, and then I was told that this is a new problem. They don't have the brakes in stock. I went, like I said, I sent a couple different emails. They never even addressed me sending the scooter back. I don't think they wanted to do that, so they didn't say, well, you have a couple of options here, and they never gave me an option for returning the scooter. And I had never ridden it, and I had only had it a few days at that point. So there's supposed to be a 14-day hassle-free return of it may be a 14-day return, but hassle-free it is not. And trying to stretch it out by responding to me once a day. Anyway, it'll take 2 weeks just to really get anywhere. So during this time, I'm sitting there and I'm like, like I said, just send me the old brakes. But I did make videos, and I made a video saying, I'll put up the thumbnail and everything. You guys can see what I'm talking about. But I said, don't buy the Nami Klima for now. That was the title of my video. and I put a picture of me, of the Klima on my weight bench with me having to work on it. And so that's why I took the picture as the background. And then I put warning and then a danger sign. That's it. And I once again, I had no idea that my channel was gonna do as well as it's been doing. I'm really happy about that, but it got a lot of views. This video got a lot of views. Not my best video, but it got a decent amount of views. And I'm part of a Nami group on social media, because I wanted to learn about the scooter I'm riding and get tips from people who already have the scooter and so forth. And so one day I was looking through these posts, and I saw my thumbnail of this video on a post on one of the posts. So obviously, at first it kind of surprised me. I was like, wow, that's my thumbnail. And so I clicked on it, and the guy was asking, he said, I just ordered a Klima to be delivered at the end of November from Australia. Is this really true? My video. And I'll be honest, like, I started seeing just all this like negative stuff towards the video, right? I was a clout chaser. I was trying to get attention, sensationalist. Those are some of the words that used to describe me as a person. And so it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I replied to one of the guys that said I was a sensationalist, and I didn't reply I did, but I didn't. I didn't reply as if it was really myself. I said, we don't know that this guy was a sensationalist. He might have been a real customer. And I went into detail about everything. So by the time I was done with my post, it was clear that it was me. That was saying this, the guy who made the video. And so they caught on, and then I was reading some stuff, and Michael Shaw, he runs that group, and this Nami group I'm talking about. And I saw some responses from him. And the first response I saw from him, he said, I had some interaction with this customer, and it's a brake sensor issue. And he said, I offered to send him brake sensors from China with the air shipping covered. Now he told this group that he said he had it covered. And once again, I have the email. I may or may not put it up here. I have all these emails. I can go and put them on this video if I change my mind and decide to. But I have the email that says he was going to charge me $50. And to me, that's unacceptable. Now, I didn't go off on him. I didn't scream at him. What are you talking about? $50. I didn't do any of that. I said, okay, I'll talk to Fluid. And that was the end of that. In my video, I might have mentioned it, but I didn't rip into him at all. And it is ridiculous that he would try to charge me $50 for his mess up, right? His company's mess up. He's the CEO. He certainly has to share in that responsibility. So that's his first thing. And I even liked that post that he said. I didn't even front him out on there that he did charge me $50. He tried to charge me $50. I didn't do that on this post. I said, thank you for your help. I wasn't trying to, bash you or drag it or anything like that. And I just try to smooth it over, to be honest. I didn't really have a problem with him. In fact, I've made many I've made a lot of nice remarks about Mr. Shaw, including a video where I said he was the reason that I bought the Klima, because of his willingness to help. It was called "Why Did I Choose the Klima?" So after I did that one video, but even in that video, I didn't bash him. If he had watched the video, he would have known. But he admitted to me he didn't watch the video. He just saw the title and the heading and made all these accusations. So then he made another response to me, exactly to me saying, we don't know, to the one that was clearly me, but I was pretending like it wasn't me. And he said he was surprised at my response and so forth. And he kind of ripped into me a little bit. To be honest, not quite as bad as these others, but still, considering that he could have been more like, at least he didn't have to make it seem like he was attacking me in my video, and that he had helped me and so forth. And to him, it seemed like it's acceptable to do this as long as he makes up for it by helping out, and maybe charge me $50 to send me something he should have got right. In any case, he tried to kind of put the blame onto Fluid. Don't blame me for Fluid's problems, and I didn't. I never did. I did put a Klima. I didn't name the Klima, but that's his responsibility, whether it's in the warehouse, whether it's when he ships it out or whether it's sold by Fluid Free Ride. It's not my choice who he chooses as retailers. That's his choice. If he chooses to do business with someone who has a slow support when you have a problem, that obviously is on Fluid Free Ride, but that's not void of the responsibility. He can't just get out of that responsibility and say, that's not me, that's Fluid Free Ride, that's the narrative. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. You're the CEO, and you have a choice of who you work with. And you also have an influence on how they handle their business. So it may be that company, but whether or not you choose to work with that company or you have a communication with that company that, hey, I'm getting some stuff from my consumers that are saying you're not responding in time, so forth, and this makes me look bad because I'm going to be very honest, it makes them look bad. So not just Fluid, it makes them look bad too, but it makes both of them look bad. You can't get out of it. You can't say that's not me. I saw a lot of responses like that. Like, that's Fluid. That's not. Michael Shaw's a good guy. This and that. I'm not attacking him. I never attacked him. But he deserves to have the responsibility to take ownership of these things. But he doesn't seem to want to. So this really dampened my mood. So then I made a video after this that said what I think about the Nami Klima so far, something like that. And I went in and I gave props to Fluid Free Rides for handling the situation eventually, even though it was a little slow. And I gave Michael Shaw a lot of praise, saying, he had done his part and so forth. I still didn't bring up all this negative stuff. But I keep getting hammered with it. And it's just getting a little old. So I decided to make this video. And I like, I'm going to make this video. I'm going to go into detail. I was a little bit irritated by everybody just continuing to come at me on this post. And I said, look, I'll do a video putting everything on the table. And there'll be very little left to interpretation. My plan was to go over all the emails and put them on this video. I've calmed down a little bit since then. I really don't want to be that, aggressive. But if I have to be, I will. I'm hoping this is, this video, will help you guys see what's true. All right. I was asked to take the video down. Michael Shaw didn't specifically ask me to take the video down. He mentioned something about the title and the thumbnail. But and then I had other people come up and say, take the video down, change the thumbnail, this and that. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I honestly don't. I know they said it's misleading. Someone said it's misleading, and I can understand their point of view, but it's not clickbait. It doesn't. I don't have an explosion in the background. I see tons of clickbait on YouTube, and it bugs me. It's to get attention. When you make thumbnails and you want people to watch your videos, you gotta have an attention-getting video. And I said danger. Put a danger sign. I didn't even say danger. I just put a danger sign. And then I said warning. Now, warning, if you order this, it's going to, you might get a messed up break. That's what I said. Warning, you don't order it for now, right? And that was my point. Danger is just the same thing. Like, I'm not saying you're going to die on the Klima. I never alluded to anything like that. I didn't even, like I said, I could have put explosions in the background, made it seem like my scooter blew up. I didn't do anything like that. I put a picture of the scooter being worked on, and it says warning, and then a danger sign to get attention, but not, I never even insinuated in any kind of way that it was a crash or anything. It looked like I'm working on a scooter, and it says, do not buy a Nami. Now, once again, I know that's a strong way to phrase that, but that's all it is. And I said, for now, alluding to their, it doesn't mean that this is a terrible scooter, but you might want to wait. And that was the idea of that video. I was asked to take it down. I was asked to change the title and the thumbnail, to which I declined. And I replied, that the thumbnail and the title was a representation of how I felt at that time. There's no question about that. Was I angry? Yeah, I was a little angry. And so it may seem like I was harsh, but that is an honest representation of my feelings at the time. And so that's where that came from. I don't want to remove that. Plus, there's nothing dishonest in the video. Everything in the video is 100% honest. And so I said, if I remove that, that's like me being dishonest. All right. If I just take that story away, no one ever gets to see the story again. And they don't understand that this happened. And I've made follow-up videos. I made follow-up videos that go into more detail and smooth things over. But they weren't interested in that. They just wanted me to remove that one. And I said, no, I can't do that. It's dishonest. There's nothing wrong with the video. I didn't trash anybody, call anybody out their name, anything like that. And so it didn't make sense. I'm like, no, I'm not removing the video. I'm not going to change the video. The video is going to stay as is. And then, once again, you're just getting attention. You're just wanting attention. I don't, but I do want to call attention to things that deserve attention, and leave it up to you guys. If you're okay with getting the scooter that the brakes don't work and you have to go through what I went through, then feel free to go get it. And you realize that's a real possibility. Now, what I found out later, almost immediately after, is they told me that they had this problem across the board with the new Klimas. There was a guy on a social media group that I'm talking about was talking to me. He was going to get a Klima, and we were chatting. When I told him, I said, I ordered mine. I hadn't gotten mine yet. So and he ordered his like a couple days after I ordered mine. Well, I tried to stop him because after I found out that this was all the new Klimas, I said, hey, you might want to, if you haven't ordered yet, don't order. If you order, you might want to cancel your order for right this second. And to be honest with you, he canceled the order. And he told me he canceled the order. And they sent it anyway. So they didn't honor his cancellation. They sent him the scooter anyway. And luckily, guess what? He didn't have the problem. So it wasn't a problem across the board. That's just what they told me. I'm guessing because they didn't want to replace the scooter. And then, I was already inquiring about that. So they wanted to do the other thing. They wanted to send me the brakes. Of course they do. They're looking out for themselves, not looking out for me. So they kind of went the other way. They never offered me an option on returning the scooter. And so that also ticked me off a little bit. I never brought that up. But that's the case. It wasn't just me. It might not just been just me, but it wasn't all of them, because the other guy did get his scooter okay, and we stayed in contact up until we're still in contact. He made a comment on that post as well. Of course, it wasn't quite as negative as some of the others. He kind of backed me up on that one, so I appreciate that. And shout out to you, bro, because he found my videos as well. So thank you, thanks for your help. In any case, this is, I'm just laying all this out now. And then, so I've gotten to the point where I said, look, I'm going to make this video. I'm going to go into detail. I'm going to put it all out on the table. I'm going to leave very little to be interpreted. And I'm really hoping to leave it here. I really want to leave it here. But yesterday, I have a couple more issues with the Klima. And so I really want to do this video. Sorry, I left this to the end for anyone who's not watching, has, up till now or whatever. But I have two new issues with the Klima. And one is that yesterday I went out for a ride yesterday. I got some footage, but I really wasn't happy. I used a chest cam, and with the new setup with the camera, with the mirrors and the bar, it just, you don't get to, it's terrible perspective. So I mean, I'll show you guys just a clip just so you can see I'm not holding out on you guys. So I was going to do some of that footage today, but I just don't have anything that looks worth putting up. So I'll get some more. I'm gonna do. There was a user who recommended I do a helmet cam and maybe a different, but I'm gonna do a helmet cam for sure. I'm gonna experiment with maybe doing a helmet cam and then a scooter cam. So I've got on the top bar, I've got a GoPro mount. I'll put my GoPro on that. I haven't made a video yet of that because I wanted to take the chest cam and be able to see the cockpit. But that's all you can see. So either you're looking at the cockpit, which is right in front of your view, or you're looking at the bag when I step down. And I just don't like it. It makes for crappy video. So the chest cam thing is going to have to go. I got two options, which is a helmet cam or a kind of like a dash cam, so to speak, like a scooter cam. And then maybe, he recommended a combination of the two. So maybe jumping back and forth. And I could do that, but to be honest with you, I'm doing these videos every day. It'll take me quite a while to go and like make sure I was putting it in at the right place and so forth. I could do that, but I couldn't put videos out every day under that format because it would just take an incredible amount of time. Not that I'm trying to get out of editing, but I still do lots of editing, but I don't do as much. I'm editing, getting footage, talking through things, and then going through and making sure it all kind of runs smoothly. But as far as like splitting and pushing in and pulling out and seeing when sounds good to put this in and so forth, and then doing the style that I do, which I really like, kind of commentating as I'm doing the videos. It gives me a personal touch to this and doing something that no one else does. I haven't seen any other scooter videos like this. Like I said, and if there are, it's a coincidence because I haven't run across them. But I like it. Hopefully you guys like it. I'm getting lots of growth, and so I'm assuming it's you guys are receiving it well. So what I am thinking about doing though, which would be a little bit of editing and add a little bit more, but it wouldn't be as much as kind of flashing back and forth, is I could do a split screen or like a picture-in-picture type of thing. I've experimented with that a tad, but I just have some work to do on that one. But I could do a split screen, so at the bottom you're seeing the dash cam, and then at the top you're seeing the helmet cam. So I'll be looking around and so forth on the top one, and then the bottom will be more stable and overview of what the scooter is seeing, as opposed to what I'm seeing or what my chest is kind of seeing. So if I went, I just, with the bag there and the cockpit being so high up, it just doesn't make sense for me to keep using the chest cam. So I'm going to try on my next ride to do a video where maybe today, where I have the GoPro on the dash, and then I will eventually like to get another GoPro for my helmet cam, but I don't have but one GoPro at the moment. So I'm going to use my phone on the helmet cam. I've done it before with limited success. It's a little cooler now. The last problem I had with it before was it kept overheating. My phone has plenty of space. I wasn't running out of juice or anything like that, but it was overheating and turning off in the middle of my ride, so I didn't have a full experience of both. So I got away from that and just started going strictly to the chest cam. And I did sort of a picture-in-picture with the center up there, and I was doing a video with the rest of it. So that was okay, but since and I could do something similar to that, or I could do a split screen. So I'll let you guys take a look and see what you think. But a split screen may be better because you get a better view. If I did just a one little picture, the helmet cam, it's just very small and you don't really get a full perspective. So it's, squeezed in. But in any case, I'll try them both and see how they work. I haven't tried a split screen, but I did try the other. So I'll do like a split screen, and then I'll do this where I'm commentating over the split screen and see how that goes. But as I'm riding around yesterday, I started noticing a scraping sound, but not like constant, just like a like a as I'm riding. And so I wasn't sure, what it was. I was a little concerned it was my brakes, and I didn't know which one it was. But I got home. I put the scooter up again on my bench, and was trying to figure out what it was. Immediately, I could tell, and I pushed my scooter in like eco mode, and I would go like 2 miles an hour, and then I set it on cruise control with it on my bench, so it's going really slow, but I can watch it spin and see what's going on with it. And sure enough, my front rotor is warped, and it's scraping every once in a while when it comes across the brake pads. I did take a video of that because I've got to send it to Fluid. I doubt I'll send it to Michael Shaw just because we haven't had the best of communication at this point, and I'm just not sure he would want to hear from me or talk to me. So I'll reach out to Fluid and find out if they can send me a new rotor. I'm sure they will, and I'll get a new rotor put on. But the video, so I'll put it up right here. It just shows it. You can see it move. You can see it move, and you can hear it. So it's pretty clear what it is. Now I could probably loosen those up a little bit, but that wouldn't solve the problem of the rotor. It would just stop me from hearing it until I squeeze it. But that's not acceptable. So I want a rotor that's not warped. I don't believe it was warped at first, so it didn't take very long to warp, which concerns me. I don't want this to be a continuous problem, but it seemed to warp very quickly, and maybe it was warped, and I didn't notice it, but I don't think it was. I did some tests on it. I didn't remember hearing that just until yesterday. So I'm assuming it's warped since I started riding it. I currently have 90 miles on the Klima and about 50% battery, which is really good. I've done the calculation, and it seems like I get right at 50. Right at 50, I believe. If I did my calculation correct, I got 54. Well, I got 54 last time, and I believe that I'm on pace to get 54 again. I wasn't sure that was going to happen because I did a lot of silly riding at first, and that was in D mode, dynamic mode, and I've done most of my riding this time in S mode, sports mode. I think I've done all of it since the recharge, so all of this battery drainage has been in sports mode, and I'm still getting over 50 miles on a charge when I calculate it, and I'm at 50%. And last time I was at 50%, I made a 2 mile trip, and then I went on another Walmart trip for 8 miles, so another 10 miles, which put me right at 54 miles before I drained my battery to, I think it was 23%, and which is fine. I have 23, 22, something like that. And so I got it down to there, and then I decided to recharge it. I'm not going to keep running it at that low, but I did change the threshold to 10%, I think I told you guys, because I don't want to go into eco mode after 25%. 10% is fine because I'm likely never going to get there, but I'm probably going to drop below 25, maybe even 20 from time to time, but no more than that. So I'm getting 54 miles a charge doing it that way. and riding around in sports mode. And like I said, I'm not flying down the streets constantly. I'm not jumping on busy roads just to jump on busy roads. If I feel comfortable on that stretch, I jump out. If I don't, I don't. I go as fast as the situations allow me to go, but I don't force myself into situations that let me go faster. If it's part of my normal commute, fine. I like that. I like the ability to go faster if I feel it's necessary. If I have to go on the road with traffic, and traffic is fast, I want to keep up. I don't want to hold a bunch of people back. I don't want people pulling up on me really fast from behind. It makes me really nervous. So, that's what I'm getting. As much as I have, negative going on right now with the Klima, another really pleasant surprise has been the range. I never considered, how fast it could go versus how fast I would normally go on a charge. When I see some of the reviews and say real world range on the max is 25 miles, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got the 25 amp hour. That's going to be worse. And so I was thinking, will I even get 20 miles? That would have really sucked. But I'm getting like 50 and more, 54. I mean, I'm honestly like 54 seems to be the number. After riding it sports mode and dynamic mode, it doesn't matter. I'm still going roughly the same speeds. Dynamic mode goes up to 20 and sport mode goes up to 26, I think. And I haven't been to 26, but I've been like 22, 23, maybe 24 at the most. And honestly, for the 90% of the roads I ride on, that's as fast as I need to go. I don't need to go faster than 25 miles an hour most of the places I go. So that's been amazing. Shipping time was amazing. Customer service a little slow to respond, and that's that. Now the second thing that's a new problem is, and this has happened, I noticed the last couple of times that I've ridden it, is I'm starting to get some, I don't know what to call it, like stem wobble or stem play or whatever it is, or maybe just it's got to be one of those things, because I'm hearing some creaking. I'm hearing some creak, kind of thing with the stem when I'm riding, and you can't really tell like when you're not riding, because you can push it, and someone's like, oh, and I see a video, well, that's not play in the stem, that's your suspension. You're just letting your suspension kind of take that, and some of that is. But when I'm riding around and I can feel it and I can hear it, it's in the stem where the stem connects. And another note is, I haven't broke this thing down since I put it together. I don't have a need. My hover ones, I never take them. Never, but unless I'm working on them or something, it's not a normal thing for me to break down a scooter. I don't fold them up very often at all. Like I said, unless I'm working on them, and not on the brakes, but on like changing the tires and stuff, just because it works better folded up like that. I haven't folded up the Klima working on it. I haven't folded up the Klima at all that I can. I haven't folded it up at all. Once I've got it put together, there's been no reason for me to fold it up. And so it's not from that becoming loose from me opening and closing it a lot or at all, because I haven't done it. So that's a problem. That's a problem with the stem. I did make another post on the social media group post that was talking about my old video, kind of being a little bit of a, smarty pants or whatever you want to call it. But I was like, hey, I got another couple problems. You guys want to give me any of it, advice on the video that I have to make about it? I don't think I'm probably too happy about that, but I'm going to make the video, guys. I told you guys, I'm putting my top priority is to be honest, is to be forthright, is to have integrity, be honorable. I'm going to put it out. I do videos a lot, almost every single day. And what I'm going through at that time with my scooter, or things that I learn about scooters or whatever it is for that day, that's what I talk about. And I do my best to bring you guys real information. You can take that information and do with what you want it to. I'm not bashing anyone. I'm not dragging them through the mud. I'm not trying to make it seem worse than it is. I'm calling it like it is. And you guys should be able to, make those decisions based on the feedback that I'm providing. That's it. That's it. I don't want to make anything worse than it is. I don't want to paint any picture worse than it is. My thumbnails are going to be catchy. They're going to get attention, and that is the point of a thumbnail. And so they're not going to be. I'm not going to misrepresent what's in the video completely. It may be a little more hyped in the thumbnail, but once again, to me, that's a thumbnail. But I'm not gonna say that I did something that doesn't happen in the video. I'm not gonna claim that I got robbed if I didn't get robbed. I'm not gonna have explosion going on when there was no explosion. Nothing like that. I'm not gonna be deceptive. I'm gonna get attention. I'm gonna make my videos stand out because that's what I want them to do. But I'm not gonna do it at the cost of being dishonest. So, because honesty is up here at the top. So I've got a little bit of stem wobble that's making a noise. And then I've got brake rotor warping. Brake rotor is not going to be a big deal. I'm pretty sure I can get another one. But if it warps this fast, I mean, that is a big deal. I don't want to replace rotors on a weekly basis. That may mean I need to go up in size of the rotor. These rotors are pretty big as is. Surprised they warp so easily, but I've seen issues with them warping, but once again, I did not realize it would be within a full real week of riding it, because I've only been riding it just over a week at full mode since I got the new brakes. Real quick, I'm gonna have to email Fluid, but I just wanted to prove something real quick to you guys before I get out of here. This little live support thing down by Fluid. Once again, I'm not dragging Fluid through the mud. I didn't make this website. All right. I didn't program this little support deal right here. And I certainly didn't put this little live support, which is not true. So, and I'm going to show you guys right now, it's not true. So here we go. Trust me. Let's say that I'm going to go ahead and report the rotor problem in the stem. I don't know if there's much they're going to be able to do about the stem, but maybe you can offer some advice. And so product support, that's my problem. All right. So I'm going to click on product support. Then they give me, these are my choices: general warranty information, general service and repair questions, troubleshooting, maintenance, and how-to guides. I don't really need any troubleshooting. Maintenance, you could say, but that's really short for a rotor going bad. And not warping anyway. Maintenance will be replacing a rotor once it's kind of wore down. It hasn't been wore down, but it's warped already. So general service and repair, I think that's more in line with what I have the problem with. And then you can do a list of frequently asked questions, or you can do an AI powered search. There is no live support. Okay. But I'm not the kind of person to just give up so easily. I took every avenue I could possibly take. So let's go to product support again. And instead of general service, we're going to say troubleshooting, maintenance, and how-to guides. It gives us a choice. I'm going to go find the Nami Klima. And then we're back to an AI-powered search again. No live support. Browse the guide instead, or do an AI-powered search. I can do an AI-powered search outside of Fluid Free Rides. I'm pretty decent with AI chat. I do a lot of ChatGPT and others that I've tested out, mostly ChatGPT. But hey, you know what? I'm a good sport, so let's just try general warranty information. Can I process a warranty claim? They're going to give me an answer, and then I'm going to say this is helpful, it's not helpful. Obviously, it's not helpful. I can go on and on and on. Let's just say none of the above. Okay. Chat with a live support agent. Here it is, finally, right? No, sorry. But I'll go ahead and click on it. You can email them, restart it, or that's it for now. Let's chat with a live support agent. There is no live support agent. You fill this out, you hit done, and it sends an email. It's a contact form. I've done this, and this is another way that I got through. There is no live support. Period. I can go on and on. I tried all these. There's nothing I didn't try. Shipping and orders. It doesn't matter what I choose. Returns and exchanges. Let's just click on that. Return policy. When will I get a refund? Can I exchange my scooter? Anyway, there's no live support. I've been through all of these. I sat here. There's no way to get live support, and there's certainly not no way. I mean, I'll do sales consult. I did it all. There's just, you can get information, but you do not get a live person. You do not get live support. This is not true. Is this me dragging fluid-free ride through the mud, or is this pointing out something that I feel like they're doing that is a tad dishonest? That's what it is. I'm not attacking them. I'm not bashing them. I'm not, once I say calling them out their name, I'm not attacking them personally, other than I said this is dishonest. I don't know who did this. I know Fluid should be responsible for that. And in a way, Michael Shaw, sorry, buddy, but you're also tied to this because you choose to do business with them and you choose not to demand that they offer better support. So I just kind of want to show you guys that real quick. I'm not trying to drag them through the mud. I'm not trying to hurt their feelings. I'm not trying to offend them. What I am trying to do is make them be better, make them improve. I want to call out their flaws, the things that they could do better, because I want them to do better. I want to have a better experience. I want you guys to have a better experience. And so that is the reason I do these videos. And for everyone else out there that says that, hey, I'm overreacting, I need to manage my expectations, I say you're underreacting and you need to manage your expectations the other way. You guys should have better expectations. You should expect more. And you should not accept anything less than quality service for your $2,000 or more scooters. They sell scooters all the way up to $4,000 on Fluid Free Ride, and on other sites more than that. I can't make any other judgments from direct standpoint on these other scooter companies, but I've heard negative stuff about all scooter companies, especially customer service across the board. So if I find one that doesn't have these problems and I get to experience them for myself, I'll definitely give them a thumbs up. I'll definitely let you guys know. I'm waiting for that. I want to say good things. I never thought I would go through this problem. I never thought I would have this many problems with the Klima right off the bat. I haven't had it just a few weeks. So, I don't want to dwell. I don't want to make this video like 2 hours long, but I wanted to do this video. I wanted to call out the stuff that needs to be called out, and I wanted to give you guys an update. And I promise, if I'm able to make videos, if that ability exists within me, no matter what comes up, I will keep you guys updated. I'll tell you how this goes. And it all depends on how they respond, how I tell you it goes. I'm not going to make it up. I'm not going to fabricate it. I'm going to tell you guys what's going on, period. And you guys can make that decision. I'll tell you that I think you should demand better service, but that's really up to you at the end of the day. I'm not talking bad about you because of it. I'm just saying, this is my opinion. This is how I feel about all of these facts. I'm not saying anybody is a bad person. I'm not saying anybody is a piece of crap, but I am saying they got some work to do as far as their business. That's it. Guys, if you found this video helpful and you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe, and happy riding.